Hello, friend. Thank you for joining me. You know, one of the most important principles that we can ever learn is simply that life is consciousness. That if we want to really create the life we would love to live, we have to take a responsibility for realizing that, yes, there's an outer world, but most importantly, there's an inner world. And the outer world reflects what's going on internally in our inner world. And therefore, we're here to grow and to expand and to broaden and to be a light in the world, to bring forth love and peace and joy. And that's the road and the path that we're all on. So life is always reflecting back to us. And a lot of times we forget this, or some people don't even have the realization of the power and the magnitude of that truth. There's an old story that goes back from among mountain people, sometimes referred to as hillbillies. And the story goes that an old man wandered in from the hills into a country store, and he came upon something he'd never seen before, which was a mirror. And he looked into the mirror and he said, "Why, this is the spitting image of old Uncle Zeke." And so he bought the mirror, took it home, and because they were in a feud with the Zeke family at the time, he decided to hide the mirror in the barn. But he ended up sneaking out to the barn on a regular basis to look into the mirror at Uncle Zeke. Well, this caused the wife to be suspicious. So one day she went out into the barn and wondered what he was looking at or what he was doing in the barn all the time. And she came upon the mirror and picked it up and looked into it. And she said, "Aha, so this is the woman he's been seeing." So it's a cute and funny little story. I like it because stories help remind us of the principle that is so important here, which is life is consciousness and the world is a mirror. Life is a mirror. Everything is mirroring back to us. You know, whatever is dominant in our consciousness, whether it's thoughts, ideas, beliefs, opinions, perceptions, all of these things, whatever is dominant, it's reflected back to us. It's so important for us to be in touch with the dynamic of what it is that we're living from internally, and to continually upgrade and bring forth more light and love into the world. We all are intended to experience a world in a life that is an experience of love and peace and joy and goodness. And we can have that as we begin to build it into the framework of our inner world, our inner consciousness. And so whether it be our health or our relationships or our work or whatever it might be, fear or faith that's dominating, whatever gets our attention gets us. That essentially whatever we look at and perceive in the world, we're in it, we're a part of it, just like a mirror. We may think that we're separate and apart, but we're interconnected with it all. And so as you go forth into this world, into your day, into your life, continue to remember, you know, life is consciousness, and I'm here to grow and expand that consciousness, to add light to the being that I am. You know, the great teacher Jesus said, "You are a light in the world, and you're to let that light shine." And so if you give the world the best that you have, the best will come back to you, because life is a mirror and everything is being reflected back. Blessings, my friend.